is it really worth it to leave your home country, to leave your place where you are very much comfortable? Maybe you even have a good job paying you well, and you're just thinking, I need to move to Spain. If you're thinking that, then you need to watch this video. So hey guys, you're welcome again to another episode of the Niger Nomads. This is a place where we talk about travel, we talk about immigration, we talk about life in Spain and also other places of the world we can be able to visit. Yes, so today, if you're just joining here for the first time, my name is Success, and today I'm going to be taking you on a very juicy episode. Can you guess? Today we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of moving to Spain as an expat. Yes, who is an expert? Someone who is skilled and someone who is highly advanced, maybe in a work skill, that is currently planning to move to another country outside this our own country, to work and to start life. So now we are going to start with life in Spain. You see, I moved to Spain a year ago, and so far it's been wonderful. And just that I received lots of shock and culture shocks, and things that I really wasn't. No one really actually told me about it, but I came to discover it, and I guess there's so much information out there, but the important information that people should know before migrating to any country, especially a country as Spain, the information about what people should know before moving to Spain is not really detailed as it should. So living in Spain has given me the chance to really tell you guys what you should know, the pros and cons of moving to Spain, even as an expat. So what are the cons? What is the number one reason you should move to Spain as an expat? We are going to be talking about the advantage and the disadvantage, just to break it down in a more simpler. So number one thing that Spain is going to offer you, is cultural richness. Yes, when you talk about cultural richness, you are going to enjoy everything as regards to the festivity, the holidays, everything that makes life easygoing. You can find it in Spain. So the cultural richness, they are this kind of persons that they love to celebrate things. They take life easy, not like other countries of the world whereby you have to work out your in order to make a living. But in Spain, life is much more easier. They take it a day, even as it comes, so there is this cultural richness. There are lots of festivities, lots of things to celebrate, and what do you have? And number two is that you're going to enjoy the scenic beauty. Yes, when I mean the scenic beauty, there are lots of landscape, lots of architectural places to visit for not so much money. You can enjoy yourself even as you work, go out to places with your family, with your loved ones, and you just have to have enough. You can't even have enough because Spain is so beautiful, the landscape. I remember last year I visited Sierra Nevada, a place that snows in Spain. Oh my god, you need to see it. This is a video of me in Sierra Nevada. I was so happy because it's my first time seeing snow and the place was so beautiful. And number three is that you're going to enjoy the Mediterranean lifestyle. When I mean the Mediterranean lifestyle, there are lots of food, lots of cuisines, lots of dish, special dish about in Spain that you can hardly find as delicious as it is in other countries. You find it in Spain and all that. I tasted the Spanish made tortilla some time ago, and I was like, wow, so tasty. So if you're coming to Spain as an expat, these are one of the things you're going to enjoy. The Mediterranean lifestyle is in abundance. And number four is that the healthcare benefits. Once you move to Spain as an expat and you pay your social security fee, I assure you you're going to have a free healthcare. Yes, a free government healthcare, except you want a private healthcare system. Then you have to opt in for your insurance, and get something more advanced. But the basic government healthcare is already perfect for a basic citizen. So if you're going to pay your social security fees, you can be assured to get free healthcare for yourself, okay? And number 5 is that you have work freedom. Yes, even as you work, there's this job security, in the sense that your employer cannot just sack you, cannot just put you out of place, fire you for no just reason. Like, you have a right, your job is secured and all that. So these are the 5 advantages I know about working and living in Spain as an expat. So what are the cons? We are going to talk about it now. Hold on. So what are the cons of moving to Spain as an expat? Number 1, you are going to have rental challenges. Yes, moving to Spain as an expat has made me understand that, if you're coming to Spain, you have to have somebody here that can either help you to book an hotel before you get an apartment, or you can, just come here. Maybe you have a friend to squat with, but getting an apartment in Spain as an expat who hasn't lived here for more than a year or 2 years is always very difficult. Reason being that the landlords in Spain are going to ask you for your proof of work. They're going to ask you for your salary, your income payout for the at least for the last 3 months or even a year. They are going to ask you for all these things, and you've not gotten them. Oh my God! And it's going to be very hard for you to get a house if you're just coming in fresh, unless your organization decides to stand in for you and tell the landlords that yes, this person just got a job with us, is legit and is able to pay the house rentage. Then it makes it more easier. Else, if you're going to do it by yourself, you're going to experience a lot, because it's been a hell. I'm going to do that in another video, talking about the housing system in Spain, because I have so much story to tell, and I can tell you that getting house in Spain is very, very challenging, because lots of people are moving over to Spain of recent, and the housing factor is something that the Spanish government really, really needs to look into, because not only are they pricey and expensive, sometimes the Spanish landlords prefer to give the Spaniards above the immigrants. So that's another point for another day. Okay. Number 2 cons of moving to Spain as an expat is that there may be a potential salary decrease. Yes. Yeah, you heard me right. There may be a potential salary decrease. Oh my God! In other places of the world, there are standard salaries that someone gets. Even as a tech person, there are standard salaries that you get, and it doesn't go below that. You know your worth, and you know how much you're paid. But in the Spanish system, where money has value for what is being spent on, you tend to have a little bit lower than what you expected in mind. So if you're coming to work in Spain as an expat, you have to lower your expectation, not too high, not too low, because sometimes they may not really pay you the way you want to be paid. So expect a potential salary decrease. Okay. And number 3 is that there is a job market limitation. Yes, there is a huge level of unemployment in Spain, such that even if you can speak Spanish and you can speak English, sometimes you may not really get the job, because there is this competition. There is this sorry for using the word, but it's true, because most times you try to get a job, the competition is much. Most times people that get jobs in Spain do not get it directly from Spanish owned companies. They get it from outside Spain, maybe in countries from US, UK and other countries that are willing to give you a remote job. So the competition of jobs in Spain, the job market in Spain, is not really what you may want to expect. So except a company is sponsoring you to get a job from your country, maybe as a digital nomad, or somebody that is going to be working remotely, or even moving to Spain permanently, then fine and good. But except that the job market is. Number 4 is that there is a complex immigration process. You should be ready to sign lots of documents. There's a lot of bureaucracy. Spanish people, they love following processes. They love to give you documents to sign. And sometimes you're gonna get tired along the way and be like, when is it gonna end? When am I gonna get my NIE? When am I gonna get this? You have to be patient because these guys know what they are doing and they are taking all this documentation for security reasons and other reasons that are best known to them. So there's going to be lots of bureaucracy and lots of documents to sign, lots of processes along the way, even as you move into this country as an expat, as a high-skilled worker, or even as a digital nomad. And number 5 is that you have to be prepared financially. Yes, sometimes I tell people before moving to Spain, you don't just have to depend on your salary. Yes, if you can have some savings upfront before you move in, fine and good. It's going to help you. Not that things are not really expensive in Spain compared to the UK and the US. Food items, clothing, even housing is cheap. Yes, housing is cheap depending on the area that you want to live in. There are several areas. I made a video in my shorts talking about the housing system some time ago, and I said that if you want houses that are lesser in price, you have to move to areas that are not so popular, maybe the areas where the indigenous Spanish people are living. That is where you can get cheap houses, because most times they are outskirts of the main city and far away from where main activities are going on. So you should have to be prepared for the financial spending and everything. And one thing you should know about getting a housing in Spain is that sometimes you have to pay upfront, like 2 months. Sometimes you have to pay for community fee. Sometimes you have to pay your agency fees. And all these things are expensive. And imagine you not getting your salary before coming. Maybe you've not worked and you need money for all these things. So you have to get prepared, okay guys. So having said all this, you don't have to be scared about moving to Spain as an expat, because it's going to be worthwhile. You're going to enjoy the process, because Spainers they are not so kind of people that tend to overwork their employees. They give you time for freedom, they give you time for vacation. You have this flexibility in your work and all that. So the 2 things I'm going to tell you to help you prepare your mind is that you have to make sure you do your research first. Before moving to Spain, you have to do your research. Maybe you want to move to Madrid, Malaga, Valencia, whichever part of Spain you want to move to. Make sure you do your research. And to add to it, you have to have a little bit of Spanish. Know a little bit of Spanish. While coming to Spain, I tried my best to learn a little bit of Spanish, although it wasn't really polished. When I got here, I discovered that accent has a long way to go. That's another conversation for another day. If you want to know how to speak Spanish faster and much better, watch my previous video where I had an interview with a Spanish professor who gave useful tips on how to speak Spanish faster and even more better, It's in the link. You're going to watch it if you're interested. So you have to have a little bit of Spanish knowledge, maybe hola, como estas, quita, and what have you. So know all these things so that in order to maybe you want to ask a stranger something, you can easily create room for a conversation. And the last bonus point is that you should always make sure that you have a Spanish bank account. Yes, and when you are opening a Spanish bank account, make sure that you do proper research, because most times different banks may want you to open an account with them, and sometimes they may not tell you of the hidden charges, hidden fees they're going to be taking. So you have to make sure you have somebody to guide you, make sure you know what you're doing before you open your bank account. And one of the criteria of opening a bank account is the NIE. Yes, the NIE is what gives you leverage to live and work in Spain and open an account. So if you have it, you're good to go. So guys, this is where we draw the curtain. I don't intend for this video to be so lengthy, but if you have more questions to ask, do not hesitate to reach out to me in the comments. I promise to answer every of your question and everything that you have in mind. Remember, working in Spain is fun, but it has some cons. Are you ready to take on the cons and enjoy the pros? That's left for you to decide. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, why don't you like my content? Subscribe and give this video a like, and I'll see you next time. I'll be posting more interesting videos that you should know about living and working in Spain. Thank you for watching. Bye.